Hello there, everybody. It might be late night, but if you're joining me in a live capacity, very glad that you came here to join me for this very different experience here on the Bravado. But yes, if you are watching me in a replayed capacity, then I'm going to go ahead, ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channels here at our local establishment. If you're following along on Twitch or anywhere else, appreciate you doing the same thing. Give us a follow, give a shout out, follow us on all social media as well. We do really appreciate it. And we got a lot of great stuff going on all throughout the week, almost every day, new releases here on YouTube, and also a lot of great things going on the Twitch channel consistently. So we are a great channel, a great, you know, just all around pop culture channel with a lot of great contributors doing a lot of great things. And I get to experience this with you guys here tonight. ATUM, a rock opera in 3 parts. So the Smashing Pumpkins, a band that I've really enjoyed since I was in my youthful years, much more youthful years anyway. Yeah, so I've been following their career for quite some time, and I come across the ATUM, the rock opera that they put out. They put this out in 3 different releases, and the latest release just came out today. So I wanted to do this as a full kind of listen to the entire thing. I have checked it out. I'm just going to give that as a heads up. Sorry about that. So that's the problem with live. So I want to do this as a full go through with you guys because I have listened to it a few times over, so I won't go through every one track in its entirety because I have listened to them and kind of give my opinions as we kind of go through track by track. Again, if you are on the replay or anything like that, let me know what you've thought about it. If you've given it a chance to listen to this album, what are some of your favorite tracks on it, or what are some of your favorite Smashing Pumpkins stories, songs from the past, whatever it is that you love about the band. Let me know in those comments. And also, if you're joining me in a live capacity, feel free to get in on the conversation. We always love when you get in on the conversation on these shows. But I am going to gear up the very first track. I believe it's ATUM. ATUM. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, that is the title track as this thing kicks off. So definitely starting off with some very interesting synth type style music in this one. Very used quite often lately in the Smashing Pumpkins style of music and everything like that. So for fans that used to listen to them way back in the day, way back in the early years of kind of in that rock alternative era of the Smashing Pumpkins, uh, you know this is a far cry from that. So again, if you're stuck in that wanting to have that exact same Smashing Pumpkins that you knew and grew up on at that time, and maybe you were a person that immediately booed Adore when it came out, then obviously this it is not going to be your cup of tea either. I'm not going to try to push it on anybody. If it's not your style, it's not your style. But there is some cool stuff. Like this one starts off very synthy, but it comes in with some nice drum work. I believe Jimmy Chamberlain's still on the drums there for the Smashing Pumpkins. It kicks things off. I mean, this one is all just it's a musical piece. There is no lyrics to this one at all. This one is a 3-minute and 33-second opener, kind of just brings you in, eases you into the entire experience of this particular rock opera. We're going to go ahead and go over to Butterfly Suite, which is the next track lined up here. Heading on over to the comments section. I just want to give a shout out there, Ed Fries, you and Perry did a great job earlier tonight. Headed to bed, but want to stop by and say have a great review, Bobby. Thank you very much. I'm going to be able to rock and roll with you tomorrow as well, too. We got Backlash coming up. Looking forward to it. Have a great night, Ed. Enjoy that sleep, my man. But yeah, this is so we're getting into auto. This is the Butterfly Suite is the track that we're on at this point in time in uh this particular album here. Billy's always had a very, very unique vocal style, and it really stands out. And you can really tell, like, this guy's a big fan of the band Rush. And Rush always had a very different way of going about things. They didn't always have the same style of album every single time that they put an album out. They were very experimental. And as the Pumpkins have gone on, they have gotten very experimental with their work. And it's been interesting to see the types of releases and the styles of the music that they're choosing to go with. And again, Butterfly Suite. Kind of it's not hard rocking or anything like that, but it's got kind of that synthy, almost like cyberpunk type feel. Like you get in that car and turning on music in the year 2077. Something really different and space rock opera. I think that's the vibe here. Is space rock opera is kind of what we're getting out of it. We're gonna go over to the next track, "The Good in Goodbye." And of course, there are some tracks like this one in particular that have kind of little opening pieces, little bits of, just little things that you're listening to, little pieces in the background. If you sit in there with a set of headphones, you can really pick up some of the little intricacies that are in the backdrop of this entire album, from front to back kind of thing. And that's the case with the way that it starts off here on the third track, "The Good in Goodbye." But it definitely picks up from there. And I mean, it really picks up. This one ends up being kind of that more like that. This gets into the rock side of it for the Smashing Pumpkins. So this is the one, by this point in time, that's where you're getting into it. That's yeah, that kind of thing. You also remember that when you get to the age like 40, like I am, you know how much this is going to hurt tomorrow morning. So you're careful with those head bobs that you do as a rocker getting into your 40s. Yeah, it's a fun time, that's for sure. But yeah, this is when the album kind of picks up a little bit. It gets you bouncing, it gets you vibing and everything like that. There's some really good riffs as well too. Jimmy Aya really rocks some of the guitar pieces throughout this thing, but you can really sense it on this particular track. It's not on the synthesizer side of it, so you get to have the highlight of the guitar throughout this particular track. So we're gonna go on over to the next track here. This is Embracer, and I mean, this is synthy. Do 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 right off the hop, just like right into the synthesizer on this one. It's almost got like a dreamlike quality to it and stuff like that. This one's very kind of this like I can almost sense like sitting there and almost using this as a meditative piece or something like that. It is very soothing and relaxing on this particular track. And there's just some beautiful singing on here, and it's not just Billy singing. And I should have done my homework, but there is a beautiful singer he's got there with him. Her voice is absolutely immaculate, pairs with his absolutely beautifully. Wonderful pairing, and just makes just some beautiful pieces together. See, I like that synthesizer. I really do. You don't hear that so much nowadays, and it's you can really get into it. Next track coming up here. This is "With a Do I Do." It brings the synth to a deeper mode, a deeper beat on it, kind of thing. Billy's voice is highlighted a little bit stronger off the hop on this one, almost carrying the first little pieces of this track. Yeah, this is a very vocal strong track. So I mean, this is a lot of Billy on this one here. The music's almost taken like the a backdrop to Billy's voice over this track. Ooh, and yeah, and then it kind of kicks up. Just, it just nice touch to that. Got that electric drum kit in the background, just that like just right across the entire set of skins that right across the electric kit and stuff like that that plays beautifully in the layering of this particular track. So we're gonna check out Hooligan next. Hooligan's the next one coming up here on the this would be the first part of this ATUM, a rock opera in three parts. Okay. You got more of a dun, 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 dun. So you got a little bit more of that rocky feel to it. Dun, dun, dun. You got that. Okay, you got the little bit of bit of a crunch on the guitar, so a little distort, but it still has that synthy. I mean, this was. I mean, a lot of this came into like Sear used this a lot, which was the last release from the Smashing Pumpkins, and it was used quite heavily then too. It is a nice touch. I mean, you know what? I know there might be people out there that are not in tune with this. They just don't care for it or anything like that. I have a soft spot for it. I've always thought Billy had such a unique voice that I actually really adapt to listen to a lot of the different stuff that he's done, both solo and with the Smashing Pumpkins, Zwan as well too. You want to go that deep on it. Um, yeah, I enjoy him as a performer. I enjoy him as a poet. I just like Billy Corgan. I think he's a cool dude. I really do. And yeah, Hooligan's got some rock. It's got a little bit more a little bit more oomph to it that some people might enjoy. You know, especially if you want something to get you up a little bit. It's not really like it's not gonna like it's not that they do have a couple of heavier solo, like a bit more rocky type, really pick you up songs, but this one's got a little bit more step to it than a couple of the other the softer tracks that were more vocal heavy, vocal strong. Let's go over to Steps in Time. Let's check out this one. Ooh, interesting start to this. Yeah. All right, this got some. Okay, yeah, now you see you got me you got my head bobbing, right? Like I mean it's got that this is that pick you up kind of feel again too. So I mean like this one even more so cuz it's almost got that kind of like that beat that almost kind of it has to make you dance. You'll tap to it like yeah. I really digging this. I mean, this is again, like I said, a few times I've had to listen through this album, and I know this one stands up every time, but it's like I think even more so this one every single time I hear it. Yeah, really digging this track. Chris Parrish, how's it going, brother? Yeah, just doing the album like I was saying earlier. I have listened to it a few times through just to kind of get familiar with it a little bit. So I am kind of it's still a little reactive, but at the same time, kind of giving a more feel for what it is, but like I'm digging it. It's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. I know that, but damn, I like it. I think Billy Corgan's awesome. I really do. I like the shit he lays down, and I especially digging this one. Steps in Time. This has got some groove to it. Gonna skip over to the next one. Where rain must fall. See where we go land with this one here. All right, a little acousticy off the kind of strumming of the guitar to kick this off. Like kind of back to the organ a little bit with Billy's vocal really powerful off the start here, a little bit more emphasized. Ooh. So it kind of takes like a bassy little piece there in behind. I can't explain. Like I mean, it kind of like comes into the background, a bassy piece that kind of pulls in there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Even like the style of this, kind of like I was saying, like almost like what you expect to hear when you get in the car playing Cyberpunk, or even like the movie Drive. If anyone's ever seen the movie Drive, it's kind of got that synthy feel to the music and stuff like that too. I mean, and that had a badass track to it. Like Drive was cool, and Drive the soundtrack was cool too. I mean, it was really cool. Oh yeah, Drive is so badass. I love that movie. Awesome movie. Like just one of the best. Love it. Everything about it. I have nothing bad to say about the movie Drive at all. Okay, we're gonna check out Beyond the Veil now here. Oh, there we go. There's some rock coming in there. There's some crunchy guitar. My watch Drive tonight. Good Giver World, man. Yeah, you can never go wrong watching that movie. That's a killer movie. Love it. Uh, Damn, there we go. Oh, this is more to the rock side of them for sure on this one. But more like, I mean, in comparison, if you're an old school fan of the Pumpkins, more like the rock side of the Adore album. I don't want to like say it was like predates that. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up that you're going to get another Gish or Siamese Dream or Melancholy experience if that's what your vibe is. It's definitely not there. But think more like Adore to more modern Pumpkins in the last decade. But yeah, this is even like I mean the most cynical fans might dig this. All right, we're gonna check out the song "Hooray" now. Oh, this is different. Oh my, I don't even know how to explain this. Yeah, digging that. Vibing. Oh yeah, that is different. Wow. I don't even know how to explain. Like almost. Yeah. I mean, it's so upbeat and so just like jazzy and it's hard not to dig this. I mean, it's definitely different than anything on the rest of the album at this point in time for sure. Like this kind of almost comes out of left field on this one. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, just for the experience, people should check that song out. Hooray off of this album. We're gonna check out the Gold Mask, which is lining up next. The Gold Mask would be the final piece of the first release, if I'm not mistaken. 33 tracks, so the first 11. This is the 11th track there, so we'll be hitting into part two of ATUM, a rock opera in three parts here. But yeah, Gold Mask kind of comes in. It's got that, obviously that drum beat there that's being done, and it's definitely got the electric drum beat going. You can tell the electric drums use in this position. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, for a closer, it's I almost think you could have closed on Array. I mean, obviously they have their reason for the arrangement and stuff like that, but Hooray was just one of those like it's so memorable that it's kind of hard to have this one follow it. I think if Hooray would have finished it, I think like it kind of would have given you that so feel good vibe. Clearly, they have a vision and stuff like that. Billy and the crew are going to have a vision of what they want to do and stuff like that. But it's just hard when they're so close like that that you come into it. So we're going to go to the next part, which will officially start kicking off part two of the autumn rock opera in three parts here. This one's called Avalanche. And again, some of that backdrop stuff, it sounded like somebody was talking very lightly in the background of this. And now we kind of have like a little bit of organ playing with like some birds chirping and just the feeling of being like out in a peaceful meadow or something like that. It feels like as this thing kicks off. Yeah, you talk meditative there. I mean, I half expect to get in here if I could play this track for you guys, I could be like, so close your eyes, take three big deep breaths in. Join me. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Mindful meditation with Bobby here on the Bravado. Um, but yeah, that's I mean, Avalanche. I mean, it's a 5 minute 43 second song. So again, I know that like it doesn't stay like this, but it's got a very interesting opening. I mean, we're already a minute something into the particular track before we actually get any vocal piece to it, and then it comes in. Yeah, almost like it's an electric guitar, but played cleanly, no distortion, no crunch to it or anything like that. Just very nice strumming. And then Billy coming in with that. Hard to say what has been induced with that. Yeah, and then it just all of a sudden just picks right up. So nice, like clean piece opener. Well, not even an opener, like midsection to this particular song, and then it really picks up into kind of giving a little bit more of an oomph there kind of thing. So we're gonna go over to Empires. This is one that's backed by an actual music video. This is considered one of the singles off of this album. So we're gonna check this one out. Again, I know for a fact already that when it comes to Empires is something like most Pumpkin fans, whether you listen to them religiously or not, you used to listen to a lot more back in the day. Empires is something you can groove to. You can dig this. This is definitely more to the rock feel. It's got that rock oomph that you expect from the Pumpkins, especially from way back. So it's got that vibe, and you're gonna check it out. You'll like this one. Empires, empires. I mean, it's catchy. It's got that hook to it and everything like that. It's clear why they would pick this to be one of the singles to lead this whole thing in because this is a standout for sure. I mean, 56 years old and this guy's still rocking it like this. I mean, it's freaking incredible what he is putting together still and what he is still writing, the creativity and so that he's put out there. Like, I'm just in awe of a guy that, anybody, like, I'm in awe of any human being out there that puts in this level of effort and this level of work and stuff to their passion and what they want to do. I, yeah, it's awesome. It is very, very awesome to see. And the fact that, like, at one point in time, we thought these guys, like, this band was going to be done forever. That was initially what was said. And they came back and they've continued to consistently put out music ever since. I know I'm going to screw this next name up, but the next song, Neophyte, something along those lines. Neophyte was what we're going with. That's the next track on this album. Just so you know, it's Neophyte. Let me know how much I buggered that up in the comments section, whether you're watching in a live capacity or on replay here on YouTube from our local establishment. We ask you to go ahead and give us a like, follow, subscribe, all those wonderful things. It helps to make sure that our channel gets recommended to many other people like that that are out there that might also find great things here on the channel that they can enjoy. Maybe you're into wrestling, maybe you're into, I'm drawing a blank because I'm an idiot. Paranormal stuff because we've got Paramindful, we've got video game streams, everything like that. I mean, it's late night, people. Of course, I've been partying, I've been drinking, and I'm listening to some cool tunes here. But we got all sorts of cool stuff going on here at our local establishment. So the more that you help get the word out there, the more that we can continue to bring you guys great new content all the time and be able to have many more people just, doing what they love here and putting in the kind of work that clearly Billy and the Smashing Pumpkins do to what they love as well too. Neophyte, as it's called, it's going to be better known for its name more than anything. It's cool. It's got that vibe to it, the synthy vibe that they're going for on a lot of the album stuff like that. Um, it, it's it, yeah, it's got that. It's back to that whole like that, I could see myself fancy streetcar driving down the streets at 2077, shades on. They've already figured out a way to keep me 40 forever, looking like the coolest old man on the block, like I think I am in my head most of the time, which is why I'm up at this time doing a rock review with you guys because I'm that crazy. All right, heading on over to the next track on this one. This one is called Moss. This comes in with some heavy drum to it as well. Hello, Bobby, says Darnell Anglade. Thank you for tuning in. It is late night and you are here joining me. Rock on, my friend. Thank you very, very much. So glad you were able to join. Just in the middle of kind of digging this album. Sat down a couple times already to listen to it. Now just kind of going through it track by track to kind of give a bit of a vibe. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously pieces that are better than others, stronger on here. We're currently on Moss, which is track 15 of 33, and yeah, this one's got some really kind of more like deep feel to it, or whatever. A little bit more that darkish type feel to it, anyway. But at the same time, got a really cool sound that I'm into and stuff, and got a nice catch that Billy's voice is coming in, play very perfectly into, and the female singer in the background is really just adding another element to it right now. Very, very cool vibe on this song. Oh, this is even hard to turn off. This one's cool. Cool track. Moss is the name of this one. After this many albums released from the Smashing Pumpkins, they're probably running out of names to call things. You would think so anyway. I mean, Jesus, that's a lot of albums, a lot of releases, especially when it's like the last album was a double album. This one's a triple album. They had the, Mellon Collie back in the day double album. Like you've got a lot of album releases with track releases that they've given over the years. It's insane. I'd love to pick Billy's brain and know what he would consider to be like the ultimate set list to like a couple hours Smashing Pumpkins like grand concert. Like this is the concert of all concerts. What would be his ultimate set list from over the decades? We're gonna go over to Night Waves, and I know this one comes in, yeah, right away with that synthesizer, just that, yeah, right across that organ, synthy sound to it immediately on this one. Yeah, I'm digging Bailey's voice on this one for sure. Blends nicely with that synth on this one. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is cool. Very hooky. It's got that nice hook to it. Yeah, digging Nightwaves. Nightwaves is another good one on this particular album. Gonna go over to Space Age. Space Age, the next one up. Starts off soft. Billy singing comes in, backed by a little bit of just a little piano playing in the background, or a little organ. I should say it's definitely organ on that. There's that electric drum there. That little bit of electric snare. It almost seemed like. Grab me some water. I think this is one of those tracks where I'm like, I might find more in it as the more I listen to it, give it some really deep listens to. Um, there's just some times that like I've got to give it more and more and more before I really kind of, um, yeah. But yeah, just I mean, I'm even that vibe right there. I don't know. It's almost like it's interesting because it's almost like there's a raindrop type sound that kind of hits like one of the pieces that they're hitting on that organ almost makes it sound like this little driplet of rain coming down slowly in behind. Very interesting. Next track coming up is Every Morning. This one's one of the longer pieces, definitely. 6 minutes, 11 seconds on this one, where a lot of the tracks kind of ring in at that 3 to 4 minute mark across this album. This one, 6 minutes, 11 seconds, a little bit more to it. There are some, they're in the 5 minute range, of course, but the average song tends to be about 3 to 4 minutes throughout the entire album. I find that some of the ones that are a little bit longer are backed by a little bit more of yeah, they have little pieces in behind them, but this one starts off I don't know, it's kinda yeah, it's definitely got some sort of organ in there, and Billy's almost kinda, like, coming in with not, like, singing, but almost kinda like it's I don't wanna say it's not singing, but it's not like he's kinda just coming in with that soft, like, speaking voice here to start things off and lead us in on this track. And there comes the yeah, and there's the singing. Like now it kind of carries a little bit longer as the organ carries a little bit longer too. So as that piece, the organ kind of plays out, Billy's voice plays out a little bit more with it carrying across the track. But yeah, it's definitely a softer track. This one is by far one of the more softer tracks on this album. It does pick up halfway through though, right? Like it kind of like, as a lot of the softer songs do, but it doesn't like pick up to the point where it's like it's rock beat and like kind of thing. Where a softer song gets a little less soft, has a little bit more of a beat, a little bit more of a drum in behind it. That's kind of what this one goes to as well too. So you do get that, but I mean, it is one of the more softer tracks throughout. To the Grays is the next one up here on the album. I wish I knew officially more about the organ for you guys so I could kind of explain some of the notes and the keys that are being hit. Like musically, I'm okay at like listening to things and picking certain things out and everything like that. I was never good at reading sheet music or anything of that kind of sort. I did pick up playing the bass for a while. I picked it up more watching things, listening or what looking at tabs and stuff like that, kind of figuring it out that way. Um, have I sung before? Yeah, I mean, yes. Not well, poorly. I mean, I have been in heavy metal band before a couple times, actually, a couple of them, and have one EP as well too. And it. I mean, it was something. Leave it at that. There was no Smashing Pumpkins, that's for damn sure. But yeah, To the Grays again, number track number 19 by the looks of it here. So kind of getting towards the back end of the part two of Ada Rock Opera in three parts. This one, yeah, it's definitely got more kick to it than the previous track, obviously. This one definitely picks up quite a bit more, especially as it gets going. It's got some real groove to it. I mean, this one's more of a toe tapping song than what like a few of the previous tracks have been for sure. Next up, looks like another single by the looks of it because it's backed by a music video. It's Beguiled. Beguiled is 4 minutes and 7 seconds song here. Second last from the end of part two of Ada Rock Opera. And yeah, here we go with those guitars. I mean, this is the rock that people I know a lot more people tend to like and stuff like that. It's got that crunchy guitar sound and everything, that signature sound that they would have been known for at the height of their popularity. Quite the very unique fashion sense on Billy Corgan in this video in particular. I I'm digging it. I mean, hey, you know what? You can pull that off at 56, sir. I am absolutely impressed and salute you to that. That is something. I know our local establishment says "Ole" and "Ole" to our local establishment right back at you. Love that back and forth. Thank you for doing that. I think our local establishment is actually saying "Ole" to this song. This is good. Beguiled is cool. I like this. I mean, I've liked a lot of it, but again, like if you're looking for like those songs that you can put on your playlist that are going to be pick me ups and everything like that, this is a good track. Yeah, I think this is one I'm gonna definitely recommend to people. Like again, whether you're gonna sit down and listen to this whole album or not, you know, if you're gonna nitpick the ones that are considered to be singles, there's reason they chose these as singles. They're the type of style that people are more inclined to want to get into, and I can see these ones being the type that people would dig. So yeah, I definitely say Beguiled, give it a listen to. We're gonna give the culling a try here. This will be the last on the second part of this three-part rock opera. Kind of a bit of a a little bit of a standard drum beat going on right now with kind of Billy coming in with the singing. There's got some synth in behind it, or not in behind it, but kind of in the mix. I mean, again, here's the thing with the culling, and much like earlier when we were talking about the first part of this and the gold mask preceding the track "Hooray," I think the culling kind of falls in that same section. That like Beguiled's one of those tracks that I could just see people loving and remembering in such a way that the culling is that song that it's gonna be like, "Okay, well, I'm good now," you know? And they're not good. I mean, the culling is good. It's just, again, with this particular placement, it feels like, you almost want that pick me up at the end of the album so you can have that signature stamp on that part of it. And again, you can make the argument that the vision of this is all 3 parts back to back to back, and there's obviously a story to be told, and there's a reasoning for it. It's just when you try to put the placement currently, if you're breaking them up part by part by part, it just kind of feels that way in a sense. It feels like you just had this, yeah, and then you're like, yeah, yeah, okay. You know, but it's still good. I'm not trying to disregard. I'll go on over to part 3, and I can tell you I have not been able to listen to this just yet. This was the one that came out today. This is all brand new. So at this point in time, I am actually experiencing this more so in real time than ever before. And this one is called Springtime to kick things off. Oh my god, I don't even want to try to pronounce the next track coming up. Oh no. We'll get to that in a minute. Wow. Ow. But this one kicked off a lot quicker than what the other, like, starts to the parts were. Like, this one, like, right into it in terms of Billy, like, getting right down to the vocal pieces and everything like that. Again, it's not a heavy song. It's not in your face. It's got a little bit of synth in behind, Billy carrying it otherwise, vocal-wise so far. Oh, now we got the acoustic guitar coming in. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That sounds beautiful. Yeah, definitely digging this. This is good. This is I like this is a nice way to start things off too, again, because like, if you're putting this as a starting piece, it really sounds nice because it's not heavy, it's not rock in your face or anything like that. It has that nice touch to it that kinda brings you in slowly, smooths you into it. But the next track, I'm looking at this thing, is a beast, 7 minutes and 42 seconds. This next thing coming up here, Genre. Wow, Billy, what the hell? You just have to put this on us. Like, how to pronounce that? Well, anyway, we're gonna give it a whirl here anyway. Let's see what this one's all about. Please tell me in the comment section below. know how to properly pronounce the name of this track. Good God, that one's difficult. Sojourner, not even get a try anymore. It's the So song. The So song. So we're being carried in definitely by the organ pieces here, or organ synthesizer. I should guess it's a synthesizer. When I'm organ, I'm thinking like those organs you get at home. I think I got one. I got to dust off one day. Maybe learn how to play. I'm curious to see where this goes because I mean, yeah, I don't want to leave big pauses here, but I mean, this is kind of it's really been just carried by the synthesizer organ piece right now and Billy's voice only. There hasn't been anything else that I okay, now we're getting the drums kicking in, but just kind of like a nice light drum beat in behind to carry the rest of the song. So it's Soj Una. Sojuna. Sojuna? Soj Una. Thanks, Parrish. I gotta show people that. So there we go. That there you go. Twist your tongue around that one, folks. Let that sink in. That's what we're listening to right now. That is the song that is 7 minutes and 42 seconds. I mean, I guess I could have just waited till Billy actually says it in the song. So, Jonna. I mean, this is a nice song. It's hard, it's definitely a soft piece. You got to have patience, definitely, with this one. It depends what your taste is. Maybe people don't want to sit here and listen to something that's long and softer, a little bit more deep, maybe, and that's what this one is. And kind of interestingly goes off into this like synthy piece now. Like it's just an odd jump almost, like a very different jump. I don't want to say odd, but it's very different. Like the beat and everything to the song going a certain way. Dun, 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 and then just off into this like odd or again, I say odd, this very different, unique synthy piece now all of a sudden. And then we come back in and just that slow drum coming back in that this is unique. This is interesting. It's not just a typical slow piece. There's more layers to this particular track than meets the eye. Again, like I say, when you have patience, you get to the thick of it, and that's this. I like this. This is good. Really, really enjoying this one. I think that people should be patient with this particular song and maybe just soak it in. Again, if you wanting it to be like your workout song or something like that, then sorry, that's not gonna be the case, but, like, If you need something that's just gonna calm the mood and just got a nice pace to it and everything like that, and give you just a little bit of a different flavor. Yeah, this is the track. And we're gonna go on over to the next track on this album here. Check this one out. That which animates the spirit is this one right away off the hop. So I got some acoustic guitaring, almost like westerny type sound. Oh, okay. Apparently Billy wants my attention, please. All of a sudden, it just hits into this dun, 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 and Billy, can I have your attention, please? Well, there's some rock. Hello. I mean, you could tell that there's definitely a journey going on here. I'm definitely gonna have to sit down and kind of find out more about the writing process of the album, discover kind of what the story is behind all of this. Because I'm curious to find out more. That's the thing. And I think that some of the songs, once I find the depth behind the lyrics and the depth behind the storytelling, I'll be more inclined to really dig everything from front to back for sure. Not saying I'm not. It's just that right now you're looking for those standout pieces as a music fan. But sometimes with albums like this, especially something that's a little bit more progressive and, over a long period of time, you got to sit down and start to soak in the story a little bit more so that you can get the feel for what the artist was looking to do. And I think that's going to end up being the case, is that I'm going to have to spend some time really kind of getting to the heart and soul of ATUM here. But I could tell there's something awesome here. Digging like a vast majority of this stuff. And yeah, that which animates the spirit kind of rocks in there quite nicely. And yeah, this is a recommend for sure too. I like that. That's kind of a nice little guitar. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, this is cool. This is good. I like this. This is a good one. Digging it. All right, we're gonna check out the next one, the Cannery Trainer. Definitely got a softer feel to the start of this one, coming in with that synthy type feel again. You got that kind of that deep electric drum beat in behind. Okay, this picks up a little bit more even. The drum kind of comes in a little bit, like at the more at a medium pace. I mean, it's slower, but it's got that the drum really kind of helps pick it up a little bit in this one here too. Kind of keeps you in that groove. Go to Pacer, which will be the next one up here for you guys. Anybody who's listening through the album as we go along, if you are, or if you've listened through after watching this on the replay, Thank you for joining in. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. Also, give it a like, follow, and subscribe here. Really appreciate the love and support that you guys give us here at our local establishment. And I'm really glad to be doing this very different of the version of the Bravado here in a live capacity this time, so that I can have your guys' opinions, also to be able to give you a little bit of a, not just a review but also a bit of a reaction here, because again, I haven't heard the third part of this, so these songs in particular I am hearing for the very first time, as this part of the three-part rock opera just dropped here today on May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So again, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody out there that's celebrating Cinco de Mayo today. I mean, I don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo myself, but I did partake in some margaritas here this evening before coming on here to do this review with you guys. Pacer here is what we're listening to. It's a 5 minute, 25 seconds song. Well, it's got an interesting tone to this one. Bobby Margarita, says Chris Parrish. Yes, Bobby Margarita is true. It was Margarita Munsonville up in here tonight. So this one had like it was starting off soft, and not to say it doesn't kind of have a soft feel to it at times, but it's like all of a sudden this like interesting like tone came in, and then the drum beat comes in, picks up, and there's almost like this, I can't even explain, almost like this like a little bit of a weird reverb type thing in the background there that kind of gives off this interesting sound. This one is interesting, very, very interesting. Especially with the vocals going through the headphones from left to right, like the way they've put that together in this particular piece, like just masterful in that sense. It's almost got like a bit of a video game vibe at the part now that's just like this breakdown, just oh, that's cool. I like that. That touch is just that's mint. All right, Pacers a good one. Pacers cool. Pacers very strong. Right off the hop. I mean, it's memorable because it's unique and interesting. Next is In Lieu of Failure, and right away, this one's a rock song. You could tell way they come in with those guitars. Yeah, so that's got that very rock vibe here that like some of the singles have had so far on the album. Really nice guitar in the background there too. A couple of little pieces there from Jimmy Aya that really that sound off in the background there is really cool. Oh yeah, this is In Lieu of Failure, another one that I'm going to recommend. If you're going to put one of them in your playlist, or you put a few of these into your playlist, I can imagine this one to be one of the ones most people want, especially for something a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more rock feel. Yeah, In Lieu of Failure, go for it, definitely. So let's check out the next one. Stenotaph is what we got coming up next here. Oh, acoustic guitars with like almost again like almost like a organ reverb kind of thing, a deep organ reverb. It just kind of like it echoes off, almost like it's echoing off into space or something. I'm just blown away about where this man finds the time to put all this stuff together and then also run a wrestling company at the same time. Billy Corgan is a very, very unique human being. Just absolutely love what he does. This one's got such a neat blend of acoustic guitar with some interesting synth to it at the same time. In some sense, like this part of Adam the Rock Opera, this third part comes across with a little bit more than what the other two parts have offered. I mean, it just seems like there's been even more uniqueness. There's uniqueness in the other two, but this one seems to be a little bit more standoutish as a whole so far for me. Yeah, Cenotaph definitely got some cool stuff about it. I like this. Cenotaph is good. Another good recommendation right there. We're gonna go on to the next one. Harmageddon. Let's check out this one. Well, it's got kind of like this starting guitar piece, but it's very, very, very light. Like you have to listen very carefully. It's very slowly coming in the backdrop. Ooh, and then the crunching guitar just like right out of nowhere. Yeah, definitely got a lot more kick to this one than what some of the rest has for sure. Oh yeah, rock fans will dig this one. Yeah, this I mean, yeah, I definitely gonna go ahead and say check this one out again if you're gonna check it out. Another recommendation I'll put on the album again if you're into the rock type music, the crunching guitar, something that's got that hook, got that beat, got that groove. Armageddon is another one to add to that particular collection of songs. Especially, I like I'm more surprised by the fact that it's kind of like it's got much more like rock feel to it than what the rest of the album has so far. Even the rock songs still had that little bit of a blend of like when they do the more synthy type stuff. And this one, a lot less of the synthy. Like it's almost like non existent throughout this one. And you can really feel the rock in Armageddon. Interestingly, we have a song coming up next called Fireflies. And there's the synth. So definitely starting off slower with this one. Again, like I said, the synthy feel to it. Billy coming in with his singing, it's really carrying the song so far off the hop here. But now all of a sudden, like, here's the thing that so like every time like a song in here kind of feels like familiar or a little bit on the softer side, all of a sudden there's like something that I'm finding uniquely in the background, like some sort of unique way of presenting the style and the music that kind of stands out. So there is some really cool standout things about the songs individually as well too. But you really got to give it a listen. It's not just there in plain sight. Like it's blended quite nicely within the songs and stuff like that. You got to find it, you got to give it that deep listen to. And Firefly is definitely coming across that way, that it requires that deep listen. But once it gets into some of those parts, though, it's got really, really unique stuff going on there that I'm totally digging about this one. There it is again. Yeah, just I like it. It's cool. That's got a really cool touch to it. Fireflies they okay with me. I'm next to a really long one. Holy shit! We got Intergalactic coming up at 8 minutes and 59 seconds. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, I'll probably skim it in a couple of parts here just for the purpose of this review here and sit down more deeply with this one. With time. Of course, got the three-part box set that is on the way. Currently listening through YouTube Music at the moment there. So, however you enjoy listening and consuming your music, definitely do so, and be able to support these artists as much as possible. All your favorite artists deserve your support. Just like we love your support here as well too at our local establishment. And if you could give us a like, follow, and a subscribe, no matter where it is you're following from, check us out on all social media. You'll see the ticker down below there. That's where you can reach out to us here at our local establishment. We are listening to ATUM, a rock opera in three parts from the Smashing Pumpkins. We're on the song Intergalactic. This is an 8 minutes and 59 second song. So far, it's again coming in with that soft feel, but I'm kind of waiting, expecting to have something change it up. There's going to be something here that's going to give me something different. I know there is. They're setting me up here. So little drum beat coming in, do 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 do. It's almost got that like a little bit of synth that sounds like the Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. The Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. The Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. The Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. Stranger Things theme all of a sudden there in the backdrop. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure what's going on there. I've got some weird feedback going on in my headset right now, you guys. I do apologize. I've got some weird feedback going on in my headset right now, you guys. I do apologize. Weird feedback going on in my headset right now, you guys. I do apologize. Feedback going on in my headset right now, you guys. I do apologize. Going on in my headset right now, you guys. Going on in my headset right now, you guys. Well, I do apologize, you guys. I don't know what is going on at the moment. I think that might have fixed it there. I do sincerely apologize for that, you guys. Just a minor technical glitch there that was unexpected. It's the thing about live. You can't, you got to expect the unexpected there and stuff like that, but you just got to kick right back into it, especially when you got good music and good friends joining you as always. Again, I thank anybody who stopped by here tonight in a live capacity. Chris Parrish, as always, showed me love and support, my brother. Appreciate you. Our local establishment, of course, the place where you can always find me and many of the wonderful, great people that I get to share the screen with. And then, of course, Darnell Anglade joining here late night. Really glad to see new face. Ed Fries dropped in as well, too. Another person I get to share the screen with, have a good time with. I mean, this part of Intergalactic now, we're kind of getting back into it here, you guys. As I apologize for the technical difficulties before, but we're about 4 minutes into this track now, and we're kind of getting a little bit of a change to the song now. It started off very, very slow, and now kind of picking up, getting in the guitar here. I apologize. Obviously, that came through on the other side of things there too. I apologize to you, Parrish. I apologize to everybody for that glitch. I hope that never happens again. So very sorry that we had that glitch here tonight. So this song takes a total different turn. Like it was very, very like almost like soft and synthy for 4 minutes in, and now it's kind of almost like the drums have kind of picked up and taken over things here, and the guitars are kind of carrying a little bit as well too. You've got the nice female backing tracks and in the vocals and everything like that. They've just beautifully been carrying a lot of ATUM as well too, and just some creating some very unique musical pieces on the vocal side of things. Nice guitar solo here as well too. I again to just shred it up a little bit in this one. See, I'm curious where it's going to go now because now all of a sudden it's kind of like come to a standstill. And we kind of gone synthy all of a sudden again. Yeah, this guy is kind of back and forth on between like going like from soft to picking up to the drum beat to soft, synthy, picking up the drum beat, back and forth throughout this entire song. Very interesting. Again, like I'm digging it. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. It's a long one. So we got two more tracks left for you guys, and then I'll give it a couple of minutes to just taking any questions that you might have and wrapping things up before I end up going to sleep. Because you know what, it's a busy weekend ahead of us at our local establishment. So I've got a lot of things going on this weekend, and I definitely going to need a little bit of rest there so that I can be at my absolute best here with you guys. Including the Backlash reviews tomorrow night, as well as the Sunday Bustin' Out episode with my Brunch Buster brother, Chris Parrish. We're going to have a lot of good times, as we always do on Bustin' Out. But yeah, Intergalactic, a very interesting track here. We're going to go over to the second last track, Spellbinding, as we're trying to get to the end of this Smashing Pumpkins release. ATUM, a rock opera in 3 parts. Anybody who's joined me to listen to this thing or hang out during this time, over 1 hour on stream here tonight, you guys are beautiful and awesome, and appreciate you. See, this one, it kind of it doesn't pick up immediately, but once it picks up, it starts to really kind of pick up a little bit more on spell binding. It's so good that even my cat's responding to it without even being able to hear it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, it's surprising though because again, at the second last track to the last two parts of this whole thing were such standouts, and that this one's bad. It's like, I mean, it's got something about it. It's interesting nonetheless, but the other two were such like just A plus like standouts in a unique way. It's still really strong though. Spellbinding's still really strong. All right, we're going to bring it to the last track here. This last track called Of Wings. This has been Atom, a rock opera in three parts. Let's check this thing out. Kicking it off with a piano tone right off the start here. Let's see what this brings. This could be very beautiful. I'm looking forward to this. I've been saying in three parts. It's actually in three acts. I should make that apology right now. It is Atom, a rock opera in three acts. Yes. So, yes, we are at the end of Act Three of Atom, a rock opera. Well, it's very, very, very beautiful piano playing, and I love a good piano. I can sit there and listen. The piano is such a beautiful instrument. What we got here? All of a sudden, just like a kind of like a heavy note on the piano, just and then just all of a sudden kind of kicks into this synthy vocal from Billy. Anyone find it kind of amusing that the song is called Atom backwards being Muda? A little bit of fun there for any of the wrestling fans that also cross over to Smashing Pumpkins fans as well too. Well, this is kind of an interesting way to end it. Like again, I kept saying it with the ends of the other two acts and stuff like that. It felt like it was odd to follow it up by the songs that preceded them and everything like that because they were so interesting and unique and stuff. But I don't know if Wings has got such a nice, beautiful way of doing it and stuff like that that he kind of it brings the whole album into spectrum, like the whole rock opera in general, kind of thing, like what you would generally expect, something to end on, especially with the kind of tone that we've had throughout this entire piece as well, too. So, yeah, I can get behind this. I like this. A lot of nice piano throughout this entire one, but That's gonna do her. I think we're gonna bring her to an end, at least on that side of the fence anyway. That was ATUM, a rock opera in 3 acts from the Smashing Pumpkins, done in a very different fashion. Again, it was cool to be able to come to you guys live. Sorry for the technical difficulties at one point in time. I'm going to use this particular edition of the Bravado to break it down into some clips and short videos and everything like that, so we can bring some of the tracks reviewed individually there for people who are looking to check that out, who want the short form video, because of course we offer that here at our local establishment. You can check us out, check out that ticker below. There is all the different places that you can reach out to us or check out the stuff that we got going on, because it's not just what we got going on here on YouTube or on Twitch. We've also got a lot of really great stuff going on our social media as well too. Some things that are exclusive to there, so you want to check that out. We got a lot of great stuff, and if you ever want to be part of one of the shows or work with any of our contributors as well too, that's the best way to get a hold of us. Do so. Like, follow, subscribe, do all those wonderful things that you can do out there to help out push our local establishment. I know it is very late in the evening. We have got a few viewers here with us on the Twitch side, and so in doing so, I am going to send these guys over. The few of you that are here with me, we're going to go to somebody new here. I'm seeing someone named The Weave. You know what? This is a random raid. Let's go and raid The Weave and make someone's evening, especially late evening, a little bit better with a few people rated over here on the Twitch side of things. If you're on the YouTube side of things and you're continuing to join me for a couple of minutes, I appreciate your time here tonight to join me on screen for this great rock opera review. There's where you can find me. The tickers below is where you can reach out. You can also check me out on various shows. Again, like I said, I'm going to be part of that Backlash review tomorrow night, as Backlash is going to be live from Puerto Rico. So going to be joining our host of that evening, Astrid Pizarro, the Natural, is going to be hosting along with Ed Fries and Chris Parrish. It is going to be a fun night, and then followed by busting out on Sunday with my brunch buster brother there, Chris Parrish. It has been a wonderful, lovely evening with all you wonderful, lovely people. And if you're checking this out in replay, thank you for checking out and supporting as you always do. Thank you for everything, everybody. Hopefully you like this album. Let me know in the comment section. Did you like it? Did you not? What do you want to see from the Smashing Pumpkins next? Take care, and I'll see you soon on another edition of the Bravado.